Everyone, welcome back, and this is Naveen from UI Brains. In this video, we are going to discuss about the next part of form validation. So, last class we have already discussed how to design the form, right? So, we made the form and we applied the styles also, like to valid form, invalid form, we have applied, right? So, let's start with the actual part of the validation. So the validation actually starts like this. Whenever you click on the registration button, then it has to submit a form, and so after the form is getting submitted, and this form data you have to take to a function, and there you have to write actually a form validation logic. So when you click on a form submission, there's an event called on submit event. If you're doing with event listeners, it's going to be the submit event. So let's start with that part now. Here I just say a form validation. So I just get the form here. Form is having an ID registration form. Let me get this. So let registration form is equal to um, document dot query selector of hash registration form, and just say registration form dot add event listener. So we are applying a submit event. So submit comma one function. Okay. See here, I just want to validate the form, right? So let's make validate form. Okay, it's my function. Let me create that function over here. Let validate form is equal to, I just create a function. You can write normal function like this, or you can take an arrow function like this is a function. Here I want to check first of all the username is valid or not. So what I do is check username. It is again a separate function, check username. So let me create this function. Let's check username on function. Okay, so here I have to validate the username field. So what I do is first let me get the elements like a username field. So username, I have an ID. So let's make let's username element is equal to, or let's take like this, input element is equal to document dot query selector of hash username. Okay, and one more thing we miss actually here. I need to have a division. Why division is, suppose I want to display username is invalid, something like this. Okay, so I want to display some message here. So for that I need a separate division, and I want to handle this data from JavaScript. So we need to have an ID for this. So let's make an ID. It is username feedback. Okay, username feedback. So same thing, I want to copy this. For email also I want to display some error message. So this is gonna be the email feedback. And for password I want one, that is password feedback. And confirm password also I wanted one, that is c underscore password feedback. So elements and its feedback, so just to display the error message. So for that we need is actually this division. Okay, yeah, back to JavaScript. Input element I got, and I need to get the feedback element. So copy the ID. Here let's input feedback elements is equal to document dot um, query selector of hash feedback. So I got these two. So I have to validate based on some regular expression. So what is actually regular expression is it's like a one formula, so which contains like what characters can be allowed, what not to allowed, and what is the length. So like that. So but we are not discuss the regular expression, so we'll see in a future classes. So just see here. I just say let regular expression some formula it, okay. So you will write a regular expression like this. Generally, string you write in single quotes, right? You either use single quotes or double quotes. But regular expression, how we write is double slash like this. Okay, this is going to be the regular expression. Here, um, you may write like I want to allow small a to z, capital A to z, and 0 to 9. Okay, some this numbers, and also some 4 comma 10. So minimum 4 characters, maximum 10 characters, dollar. Okay, so this is actually my expression. So what this expression says is whatever the username you're writing, it must be contains, I mean it contains lowercase characters and uppercase characters or numbers. Okay, so that's it. No special characters allowed. And also minimum 4 characters and maximum 10 characters allowed. So that is this formula. Now we have to evaluate the formula. How we evaluate the formula is if um, a regular expression dot test. There's a function called test, so it will test the regular expression with a given value. So what value I want to test is the value what you have typed here. That value I want to test with the expression. So how to get the value here is I already got the input element. So let's say input element dot value. So this indicates the value what you have typed inside the text box is the value. Okay, so if this match, okay, if this is successfully evaluated, if it is successfully evaluated, it means your form is successfully validated. So for that I need to highlight some green color and all. So for that I do a separate function make valid. So here I have to pass the input element and also the input feedback element. Okay, so when it is successful, make valid. Next, else means if it is invalid, I will call a function called make invalid. Okay, but we have to create this make valid function. So I'll just create over here make valid. So let's make valid is equal to an arrow function. So here you have to pass two things. One is the input element and one is the feedback element. Okay, so what you supposed to do is when the username is successfully evaluated, I want to convert this to be a green color. So green color how we apply is we have taken a class called isFormValid. Okay, so it means it will apply the border color. If you say this color, this one. So if it is valid, I'm going to add this class dynamically to this element. And if it is invalid, I'm going to add this class dynamically to this one. So the plan is input element dot there's a function called class list dot add. So what I'm going to add is this class name dynamically of this class name. Okay, not only adding, you have to remove the other one, that is other one is invalid. So let me delete invalid. So you're gonna add the valid, you're gonna add green and remove the red color. And along with that, I want to display a message below, that is input elements text content. So input feedback element actually it is. So here dot inner text is equal to, let's add something called looks good. And also I need to add a class because I want to display this looks good in a green color. To display that in green color, we have taken the class, right? Text success and text danger. So I need to add this class and remove this class for watch for the feedback element. So back to here, let's say input feedback element dot class list dot add. So what I'm gonna add is text minus success, and I'm gonna remove the danger. So I have two classes, so I just doing that here. And let's also reduce the font size a little bit, because I think if you can write something, it'll be a huge font size it seems. So let's make a small font size. You want to reduce the font size. Actually, I think you can made a font size already, right? Yes, we already made a font size, so no issue. Just forget. We already made a font size. Fine. So we got it. Make valid, and let's make other function called make invalid. So same, I'll just copy. So paste it. Make invalid. So another function called make invalid. Make invalid. So invalid is reverse. Actually, I made only add and add, right? So this is actually remove, and this is remove. Okay, fine. So now here we're gonna add invalid and remove valid, and again add danger, remove success, and also the message in a text message. I want to display a message like so please enter a what can we write input element, can we write the input element dot placeholder. So what is this input element dot placeholder is, I want to display the message if it is something went wrong. So please enter a username. So this value I'm just catching. So email, password. So please enter confirm password. So this exactly the placeholder I'm displaying below. So that is this one. Okay, input element anyway you're passing, right? So dot placeholder. And here this static message looks good. Fine. So we made it make valid and looks good is fine. Um, but one more thing you have to do is whenever you call a registration submit, this will give you the event. Okay, so every event you get this an optional parameter called event, and you always remember you have to write this event dot prevent default. So what is this prevent default is, it stops auto form submission. Okay, it stops the auto form submission, so you must have to stop the automatic form submission, because it just refresh the page and you know just submit the form automatically, so you have to prevent that. Okay, this is make sure you have to write, and it's a predefined function. And validate form, and that is checking username, everything looks good. Let's check once. If I click on register, yes, see, I got the highlight color red color, and you got a message please enter a username. So whenever I type minimum 4 characters, right, and then click on register, then what happened, it is looks good. Okay, so this looks perfect. Now let's start with an email. Okay, so let's make an email validation here. So let's do one thing. We just made only check username, so I will call another function check. Okay, let's create a function first. So let me copy this check username, I will paste it here. So check email. Okay, and we have to call that from here check email. Okay, so email, what you have to do is id email feedback. So email, and this is gonna be the email feedback. But email, this is not a email regular expression. Actually, you can just go Google and download any regular expression for email validation. I just do the same. Um, It's a long story to understand the regular expression for email. I just search it online. Oh, stay home, stay safe. Okay. Email, regular expression, JavaScript. Okay, you can just search anywhere, any website. Yes, I got a first link, w3resource.com, and here I think they may give some regular expression for email is yeah, this one. Can we get anywhere outside? Yeah, you got this one, right? Exactly the same. Okay, this is the, it's like a formula. Okay, so copy this. So what character can be allowed and what not allowed, like that. So it must contain at the rate, so dots and all. Okay, so let's copy this, and here my regular expression is gonna be this one. It looks something, too many characters. It's okay. Fine. Now regular expression dot test the input element dot value. The email value is gonna test, make valid, make invalid. So this is same. Okay. So what is the input element you pass it? So that will be applied with the various colors. So that's why we made a function. Um, okay. So this is continuous, and let's check now. Okay. Let's go back here. When I click on register, yes. So now both are red color. So let's make my name tab. What's the problem? Okay. Let's make Naveen at gmail.com. Yes. Both are looks good. And let's make it something for a password. So let's make one regular expression for the password as well. Let's make it somewhere here. Password regular expression. Again, I think same website. Password. Let me close this. Come on. Yep. So here, I think they might have given some password is yep. You got a password, right? Let me copy that. Back to here. Let's keep it as a comment. Yeah. So let's make it check password. Copy, paste it. So check password. So I need to have this regular expression for password is this. Okay, 7 minimum characters and 14 maximum characters. Okay, and fine. Let's make and can't you make um, check confirm password also? But before that, yeah, you have to change this as password because we have an ID as password, and this is also gonna be the password. Okay, and can you make another function directly for confirm password? So check confirm password. So ID is c underscore password, c underscore password, and this also c underscore password, and same. But what about confirm password validation? Is confirm password means it must satisfy the rule, and also it should be same as the value of the password, right? So that's called confirm password validation. So it must value has the same as the password. So what I do is along with testing, I also make and so check the value of the password. You want to get the value of a password, you need to get the password field. So let password elements is equal to document dot query selector of hash password. Okay, I got the password, and input element is actually a confirm password. Okay, here mm, input elements dot value is equal to, okay, password elements dot value. So if both the fields values are matched and also satisfying the rule, then make it valid. Okay, so fine. Everything looks good, and let's call them. I think yeah, here. So validate form. So let's make check password and also the check confirm password. Okay, fine. Let's check once. Click on register. Yes, you got all the fields in a red color. So let's make it my name. Click on submit, and here register. So password, and oh, something wrong. Okay, looks good. Fine. But here one small problem is there. Okay, it's not problem, but it's a small bug is there. What is that is, when I click on register, all are highlighted, looks good, right? But problem is when I'm typing, right? Okay, so as soon as I type, it is not evaluated. So when this is getting evaluated, so actually the evaluation logic is where whenever you submit the form, so you have to type it and click on register, then it evaluates, and then next this one you have to type it and click on register for evaluate. I don't want to do that. What is my plan is, yeah, first time when you click on register it evaluates for all, it's fine. But now thing is, as soon as I am typing, I want to evaluate the form as it is. Okay, it means you're entering each character in a field, you want to evaluate the form. Means it is a key up event for each field. So then you have to evaluate. So let's do that dynamic step. So what I do is, somewhere in the last, let's make username field with spelling wrong, username field with key up event, special extra step. Okay, let me get the username events elements. Username elements is equal to document dot query selector of hash username, right? Okay, make sure you give the proper ID. Okay, then just say username elements dot add event listener of what, key up. Okay, so when the key up happens, then you have to what you have to evaluate. I want to check username, so evaluate the username. So if you have done this, so let's see what happens. See, when I click on register, first time it checks for the submit button. Now for each field, I mean we add only for username now. So when I'm typing, see, it automatically, it evaluates automatically, right? We don't need to click and register again. Uh, nice. Let's make it for all. Okay. So copy this. This is gonna be the email, and this is email element. This is gonna be the email, and email element dot key up. Let's make check email. Okay, so let's make the same thing for password and confirm password. So for password field, so let's make password el hash password, and this is gonna be the password element check password. So one last thing, confirm password. So copy that and paste it. So here confirm password, um, confirm password, id is c underscore password, and same element, make it, and the check, sorry, what checkbox, check confirm password. Okay, fine. So we made all this. Okay, so let's test our application now. Click on this. I just type my name at gmail.com. Yes, perfect. Yes. Okay, perfect. So when I click on register, I need to get the form submit successfully message. Okay, so how you know that form is getting submitted successfully is, this is evaluate each and every field is evaluated successfully, then only you can say that the form is successfully evaluated. Okay, it means you have to catch uh, the result for each validation. Based on that, if all are evaluated successfully, then you say form is submit successfully. So how we evaluate for each field result is, see here, I'm just doing like um, check username, right? So for check username, if it is valid, I say return true. Okay, it just give a confirmation as true. If it is failed, it returns false. Okay, so let's make the same thing for all. Here also return true, and here also return false. Next, here return true, and here return false, and lastly here return true and also return false. Okay, so now here, so if you call this function, this gives you true or false, right? And you have to evaluate all this. Let's make like this. Let's call if check username and check password and check email. Okay, let's do one thing. Check email order. Okay, check password and also check confirm password. Okay, if everything is evaluated successfully, I say return true. Okay, fine. So else return false. Yep, you made it. And instead of doing this much, you can do a shortcut actually. You can directly say return. Again, you don't need to make these many links. Okay, fine. Return this one, this one, this one, this one. Everything evaluates to true. So true and true and true and true. Everything true. Then returns true. So based on this return type, you have to evaluate the form here. Actually, the form logic here, right? So let's make here logic is finally if validate form. If the form is validated, it means it returns true, right? Then I make an alert. Form is submitted successfully, right? So else alert something went wrong. Actually, not required. Okay, so now if it is successful, then you can call the backend logic and I mean backend API, and you can send the form data to the server and all, right? So H exactly this logic. So here uh, it form submit. So let me explain clearly. Now, whenever you are submitting a form, right? It is evaluating the form is valid, then display success. But when the form is valid is, if all these are success, then it says form is valid. And let's start with one by one. So username. So how username is evaluated? In this way. In that, how to make a field valid and make a field invalid. We have all the story, right? So this returns true or false, comes back and comes back success. Okay, this is actually a flow of application. So let's test that application now. I think refresh. Yeah, click on register. Something went wrong. Okay, actually, first time it looks this one. Anyway, this not required. Okay, that is enough. Yeah. Okay, so everything got reddish color, and let me type the username. Looks good. Naveen at gmail.com. Looks good. Looks good. And looks good. So click on register. Yes, the form is submitted successfully. Okay, So this is actually a form validation logic of JavaScript. And in the next video, let's start with some other concepts. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll meet in the next video. Thank you.